What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Good Friday, and that means I got to get my butt in gear because summer's going to be here before I know it. So I'm going to flip you around. Why won't it stand by? Okay, so I got it flipped around. So we got the top off. We already saw that in the last video. So now the next step is going to be we're going to clean up the inside. This is of course, the underside of the roof. And we're going to clean this up a little bit with the wire wheel, and then we'll make our cuts on the outside of it so that we can get it sectioned and back together. So I'm going to set you guys down. I'm not going to film me running a wire brush. It's kind of boring, but we'll pick this back up after I get that cleaned up, and then we'll look at these cuts a little closer, and we'll talk about how we're going to put it back together. And then what the next step is going to be the section job, and that's going to be the really cool part in my opinion, because we're going to really slam this thing to the ground before we start putting the cage in it. So we'll be back. All right, so we got the inside of our roof cleaned up a little bit, and you can see we got some thin spots along the very front edge, which no big deal. This piece is a replacement item, so I'll probably be ordering a new one and replacing it. But the main structure actually cleans up pretty decent. I just kind of roughed it in a little bit to see what I had to work with. I think it's going to be fine once we start putting it back together. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to lay out my cut lines, and I'll show you where I'm going to cut it and why I'm going to cut it the way I am. And then once we get the cut lines laid out, then we can get it cut and start refitting. Okay, so the cut lines are laid out with blue tape. I saved the largest part of the roof into one big piece so that it's less likely to oil can when we weld it back together. So the cuts are to the outside. Okay, let's set this down. You can see we got the corners cut, and they're lightly tacked into place just so I can kind of see how it's going to look. They're not straight. They're not lined up. It's not a big deal. They're going to get trimmed and fiddled with quite a bit before they get welded in. You can see the other one over there. I actually stuck a piece of square stock down inside the A-pillar on the passenger side to see how that would work as kind of a brace. I think it'll work fine once I trim it to size, drill holes, and then I'll do the rosette welds, and that'll hold it there. And then, of course, the rest of the roof is still all in one piece here. So with the corners cut, now we can make this cut from the door frame up, over, and then across the back. And then we'll split the back right here so that when we move these quarter halves, that one and that one, it'll line up the window with itself. And of course, that cut will continue around to there. So you'll have this, let me see if I can get a good angle on it. You'll have this entire corner from where it's already cut to the blue line in the center of the back window. That'll be one piece. You'll have the other piece, and then you'll have the center of the roof, which also has the windshield divider piece attached to it right there. So that'll be the actual fifth piece. So anyway, we're making progress. Weather's supposed to be garbage tomorrow, so I'll probably work on stuff and see what I can get done. So anyway, I'll edit this real quick, throw it online, and hopefully we'll have some work over the weekend, getting stuff fitted a little better, get you another video. Sunday's Easter. Hope you guys enjoy the holiday, and we'll probably get back on this Monday. I may work on this a little bit tomorrow. Somehow I accidentally shut off my recording. But you can see we got corners tacked in. Just kind of see where they're going to go. So she's going to start coming together pretty quick here. So I got a lot of work to do, getting engine parts cleaned and a lot of other stuff to do. But the welder cart's all set up, ready to rock. So we can start putting things together. I do have to pick up some sheet metal probably Monday to start making the bridge pieces between these sections. So I'll do that. And Well, next week we should have this all back in one piece by the end of next week. So we'll see how everything goes. In the meantime, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, ring the bell, do the stuff. You guys know the drill. And we'll start getting some updates on this and start rocking and rolling. Have a good Easter, everybody.